Good day, sir. We are the Group 4 and our topic is all about the sextant altitude by sun and planet. And I am the leader, the Cadet Tigamo, to be followed by my members, the Cadet Dayanan, the Cadet Domicilio, and the Cadet De Leon. There are several ways to use a sextant. Some easy and some are very complicated to use. And the easiest method to use is the non-sight.
Good day everyone, good day sir. I'm Dick Cadet Tigao and I'm here to present on how to safe handling of a sextant. So before getting it, let's open the box. And after opening the box, I'm gonna use my left hand to handle the frame. And after handling the frame with my left hand, I'm gonna use my right hand. And I'm gonna name the parts first. This is the frame, this is the telescope, this is the index mirror, this is the shade glass, this is the horizon glass, this is the arc, this is the limb, and this is the index arm. So finding the index error, first we're gonna set the index arm to 0 degrees. And after setting it to 0 degrees, I'm gonna look at the light. And this is the index error.
So what are the use of a shade glass? This is the use to prevent especially when there is a daylight, when the sun is so very direct to you and it could blind you. So first, make sure the colored filters are in place when looking at the sun. Second, use 1 or 2 on a cloudy day. Third, use all 4 on a bright sunny day. And third and fourth, push them aside when looking at star or planet. Because of the Earth rotation, all celestial objects, sun, moon, planets, and stars appear to rise in the east, set in the west, reach their highest point transits at due south. The non-sextant sight is measured when the sun is at the highest altitude, local noon, is due to south of observer. So here are the steps on finding a longitude. First, use the local noon at Greenwich, England. Second, find local noon occurred where you are. Third, the difference between the two is your longitude. And take note, local noon is when the sun is at its highest point in the sky. And then remember, it takes the sun exactly 24 hours to make a complete rotation around the Earth.
Your location on Earth is based on latitude, varies of 0 degrees at the equator of 90 degrees at the north and the south pole. Longitude varies of 0 degrees at Greenwich to 190 degrees east and west. What does Lewis and Clark and Ronald have in common to the map paper? Obviously, they didn't all the duct tape or bud wallet hairstyles. Let's set the screen. It's 1804. Lewis and Clark did to explore their way to the Pacific Ocean, and it's 1911. Amundsen needs to explore the South Pole. They need to know that the sun at altitude. They can't see the horizon. They can't carry heavy equipment.
How to use the artification horizon. Place the tray on a flat, motionless surface. Add water, then add glass. Use sextant of measure angle to the sun. Divide observed altitude by 2 to get real altitude. Notes the arc of the sextant only reads to 120 degrees. Only you can measure until it's 60 degrees high. 120 divided by 2. This is fine during winter. During summertime, altitudes are often greater than the 120. The sextant is an instrument measuring the angle between the horizon and the celestial objects, sun, moons, planets, stars. Find longitude is difficult because it is function of time. Finding a ship location was very difficult. Good seafaring chronometers clocks were not able. Royal Navy offered 20,000 English pounds as a price to create an accurate timepiece for sailor of sea. In 1740, John Harrison invented a clock that was accurate to 30 seconds a month. Interestingly, he died before collecting any money.
You can find the Polaris by using the last two stars in the cup of the Big Dipper, and extended the direction and distance 4 times with the last star in the handle of the Little Dipper. If you are near Miami, the altitude of Polaris is 26 degrees. Latitude is 26 degrees north of the equator. If you are near Boston, altitude of Polaris is 42 degrees. Then the latitude is 42 degrees north of the equator. If you are the North Pole, Polaris is directly overhead. Altitude is 90 degrees, latitude is 90 degrees north of the equator. GMT, the meaning of GMT is Greenwich Mean Time. Then the GHE, the meaning of GHE is Greenwich or angle or the location of the sun relative Greenwich. The, the meaning of DEC is declination of the sun. The The location of the sun above or below equator. The declination for the 4th of June at 17 hours is 20 degrees and 24.4 minutes north of the equator.
So I have a given example. Let's estimate 1700 as local noon. Its altitude will be 77 days and 10 minutes. 700 minus 1200 is equal to 5 hours. 5 hours times 15 degrees per hour equals to 75 degrees. 15 degrees per hour times 24 hours equals 360 degrees a day. So would you be at 75 degrees west longitude from Greenwich? So would you be? So let's take that altitude to find our altitude.